What's up guys, it's JTB Gaming here, and today we have the 7th episode of our Grimsby Town Road to Glory. And to start this episode off, we are looking at the Youth Academy. We will be sending our one scout for 6 months to find some Australian attackers, another scout to find some strong players from New Zealand, and another scout to find some wingers from the United States. The team is now a 3.5 star team, as we have a 71 rated offense, a 72 rated midfield, and a 72 rated defense. This season we will be lining up in a 4-4-1-1 midfield. We will have Campbell in goal, Sardella at right back, Pollock and Stewart at center backs, Rafferty at left back, Sibley and Sullivan at center mids, Lancaster at right mid, McNamee at left mid, Bertanen at attacking mid, and our youth player Taylor up top. There are a couple of players that I am looking to sell. I am looking to sell Dylan, Campbell, O'Neill, Bryan, White, Hill, Allen, and Bennett, as I just don't see them as being crucial players at the club anymore. I am looking to loan out Bertanen, Lancaster, Dyke, and Crow, as I just don't feel like they'll be playing much this season, and I want to keep them in the long run. Our first piece of transfer news is that we have sold Thomas Dillon to the Portland Timbers for $2.4 million. We have also gone on to sell Bruce White to FC Cincinnati, another MLS team, for $1.3 million. Another move that we have made is that Lancaster has been loaned out for 1 year to German side Bielefeld. Daryl Dyke has also been loaned out to another German side, as he will be joining FC Augsburg for a season. We have gone on to sell Callum Hill to Scottish side Hamilton for $560,000. We have sold Lucas Campbell to Chindia for $760,000. We have sold Bradley Allen to MLS side New York City FC for $1.2 million. We have been able to loan out Brendan Crow to Spanish side Girona FC for a season. We also have decided to loan out David Jackson for 2 years to Argentinian side Argentinos Juniors. After all the transfers, we finally get into a game as we travel to the Kassam Stadium to face Oxford United. Oxford United will be lining up in a 4-3-3 holding. We will be lining up in our 4-4-1-1. The only change that we have made from that original starting lineup is McNamee has moved to right wing and Hennessy has been put into left mid. In the 30th minute, Hennessy plays Taylor in behind the defense. He takes a good position before putting it past the keeper to put us up 1-0. In the 50th minute, Taylor plays the ball. He holds it up for Bertanen, who puts it past the keeper off the post to put us up 2-0. At full time, we would go on to beat Oxford United 2-0, thanks to goals from Taylor and Bertanen. One youth player that I am going to be promoting is Jack Morrison. He is a playmaking center mid. He is a 62 overall with a potential of 81 to 94. After promoting him, we have gotten good news as he has a potential to be special, so he definitely could be a key player for us in the future. Another player that I'm going to be looking to promote is Liam Lewis. He is a playmaking attacking mid. He is a 60 overall with a potential of 83 to 89. Liam Lewis is only showing great potential, so I do not see him being at the club for much longer. Another player that I am promoting is Gordon McDonald. He is a playmaking center mid. He is a 60 overall, and he has a potential of 84 to 94. Gordon McDonald is an exciting prospect, so he could have a future at the club, however at the same time he could not. Jonathan Morgan is another player that I'm promoting. He is an attacking mid, and he is an attacker. He is a 60 overall with a potential of 79 to 94. So good news, as Jonathan Morgan is an exciting prospect, so he could have a potential to be at the club for a long time, however at the same time he could not. Another player that I'm promoting is Kenneth Morgan. He is a right mid who is a winger from the United States. He is a 63 overall and he has a potential of a 70 to 94. Kenneth Morgan is an exciting prospect, so he could have a future at the club, however at the same time he could not. Another player I'm promoting is Harry Wood. He is an attacker who is a right mid. He is a 60 overall with a potential of 70 to 94. Unfortunately, Harry Wood has that special something, so he definitely will not be at the club for very long. Another player that we are promoting is Connor Mitchell. He's a defensive-minded left back. He is a overall of 63 with a potential of 70 to 94. Good news is that Connor Mitchell is an exciting prospect, so he could be at the club for a long time. One player that has grown to a 60 overall now is Bradley Turner, and he is only showing great potential, so I will be adding him to the transfer list. We have made our first signing of the season, as we have signed David Kinsambi for $5.9 million, as he will be playing center mid for us this season. We have sold another player to another MLS team, as Noel Bryan will be joining Real Salt Lake for $1.5 million. We have some bad news, as Cathal Staunton has suffered a broken metatarsal, so he is going to be out for 8 weeks. However, we just signed Kinsambi, so I am not concerned. Another player that we have sold is Jason O'Neill, as he will be joining IK Sirius for $400,000. We now have a critical league game as we host Hull City. For this game, we will be lining up in our 4-4-1-1. The only change that we have made is Kinsambi is now making his debut. Hull City will be lining up in a 4-2-3-1. We will probably have to watch out for Honeyman, as he is a good player. In the 30th minute, Vertanen is in behind the defense. He then opens his hips and puts it past the keeper to put us up 1-0. In the 37th minute, Kinsambi gets the ball in their box. He then plays it into Taylor, who expertly puts it past the keeper to put us up 2-0. In the 41st minute, Hull City cross the ball into the box. We cannot clear it before it is then put into the back of the net, as the score is now 2-1 Grimsby Town. At full time, we would go on to beat Hull City 2-1, thanks to goals from Vertanen and Taylor. One player that we have sold is Liam Lewis, who we just promoted this season, as he will be joining Italian side Cremona for $530,000. Bradley Turner will be joining English side Wickham for $540,000. Will Bennett will be joining Accrington for $940,000. We now have another league game as we travel to the DW Stadium to face Wigan Athletic. Wigan will be lining up in a 4-2-3-1. For this game, I've decided to try out a new formation, as we will be lining up in a 5-3-2. We'll have Campbell in goal, Stewart, Pollock, and Clark at center backs, Sardella at right wing back, with Rafferty at left wing back, Kinsambi at center mid, McNamee and Hennessy at outside center mids, with Taylor and Vertanen up top. In the 89th minute, Wigan have the ball out wide. It is crossed into the box. Campbell makes the first save, but the rebound is put in by their striker, as Wigan go up 1-0 very late in the game. That goal by Wigan in the last minute would be the only goal, as we would lose to them 1-0. One youth player that I am now looking to promote is Thomas Cafferty. He's a technically gifted center mid. He is an overall of 60 with a potential of 85 to 94. Thomas Cafferty is an exciting prospect, so I hope he has a good future at the club. However, we do not know. We now have another league game as we face Reading at the Majesty Stadium. Reading will be lining up in a 4-1-4-1, as this is a very defensive formation. We will continue to line up in that 5-3-2. In the 10th minute, Reading get the ball out wide. Their player beats our Clark to put it into the net, as their striker puts it past Campbell to put Reading up 1-0. In the 54th minute, Reading play the ball into their striker. He is able to put it off our defender past Campbell to put Reading up 2-0. In the 67th minute, Taylor holds up the ball for Vertanen before he goes past the defenders and puts the ball into the back of the net, as we are now down 2-1. In the 84th minute, Kinsambi plays Vertanen. He muscles past the defender before he puts it into the back of the net to tie the game up at 2-2. In stoppage time in the second half, Taylor holds up the ball. He plays Vertanen, who puts it past the keeper for his third goal of the day to win us the game. We were able to win this game 3-2 thanks to that hat-trick by Vertanen. A couple of days after that game against Reading, we have gotten some bad news, as Colm Hennessy has torn his hip flexor and he's going to be out for the next 2 months. We have some more transfer news, as Connor Murphy has joined Burnley on a short loan, as he will be at the club for the rest of the season. Connor Richardson, we have ended up selling to Al Hazem for $640,000. We now host Millwall in the league at the Blundell Park. For this game, we will be lining up in a 4-5-1. Our back line will consist of Campbell in goal, Stewart at right back, Pollock and Clark at center backs, Rafferty at left back, Kinsambi at center mid, McNamee and Lynch at center mids, McDonald at right mid, Vertanen at left mid with Taylor up top. Millwall will be lining up in a 4-4-2. In the 13th minute, Millwall have the ball. Their striker gets played in behind the defense. He puts it past Campbell to put them up 1-0. In the 27th minute, Taylor has played it in behind the defense, and he puts it past the keeper to tie the game up at 1-1. In stoppage time of the first half, their player is able to dribble around before it's played into their striker, who puts it into the back of the net to put Millwall up 2-1. In the 70th minute, Clark wins the ball, however he foolishly turns it over, and their player capitalizes on the opportunity to put Millwall up 3-1. In the 82nd minute, the ball is crossed into the box before Stewart heads the ball into our net, as that own goal puts Millwall up 4-1. In stoppage time of the second half, we earned a penalty as Taylor puts it into the back of the net for the consolation goal. At full time, we would end up losing 4-2. In the championship, we now host one of the top teams in Burnley. After that game against Millwall, we have made a couple of changes to our starting lineup. We will still have Campbell in goal, Sardella will be right back, Stewart and Pollock will be center backs, Clark will be left back, Sullivan will be center mid, Kinsambia and Lynch will be center mids, McNamee will be right mid, Vertanen left back, and Taylor up top. Burnley will be lining up in a 4-4-2. They still have their good original players in Barnes and Pope, so they will be a tough team to beat. In the 12th minute, Sullivan plays Taylor in behind the defense. He then smashes it past the keeper to put us up 1-0 early in the game. In the 28th minute, Burnley have the ball out wide. It's crossed in. The header is saved by Campbell. However, their player converts the rebound to tie the game up at 1-1. In the 40th minute, McNamee is in behind the defense. He is 1-1 with the keeper, and he curls it around the keeper to put us up 2-1. In the 64th minute, Burnley have the ball out wide. It is crossed into the box as their player is free and absolutely smashes it into the back of the net to tie the game up at 2-2. At full time, we would end up tying Burnley 2-2. However, it is not a real loss for us as Burnley are one of the top teams in the league. We now travel to the Keane Prince Foundation to face QPR in the FA Cup. QPR will be lining up in a 4-2-3-1. I do not see any of their players as a major threat. We will continue to line up in our 4-5-1, as the only change that we have made is Clark is moved to center back and Rafferty is inserted at left back. In the 42nd minute, we earn a penalty as Taylor steps up to take it. The keeper doesn't move as he puts it into the back of the net to put us up 1-0. In the 49th minute, Kinsambia gets the ball in behind the defense. He muscles off a defender and absolutely chips the keeper to put us up 2-0. In the 65th minute, QPR have the ball out wide. It's crossed into the box. We cannot clear the first attempt and is put into the back of the net as we are now up 2-1. In the 68th minute, the ball is played out wide. It is crossed into the back post and Vertanen smashes it into the back of the net off the keeper to put us up 3-1. In the 84th minute, we turn the ball over after a goal kick. We cannot get the ball away before QPR put it into the back of the net to make the score 3-2. At full time, we would go on to beat QPR 3-2 in the FA Cup, thanks to goals from Vertanen, Kinsambi, and Taylor. Heading into the halfway point of the season, we are currently in 4th place with 54 points. In the FA Cup, we did beat QPR 3-2, meaning we will advance to the 4th round. In the Carabao Cup, we have made it to the semi-finals as we have been drawn against Premier League side Watford. We still have some bad news as Sibley will still not be back for another 3 months because of his ACL tear. Hennessy will still be out for another 5 weeks because of his torn hip flexor. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I do post other types of videos, so if you want to check those out, you can just go to my channel. And it's JTB Gaming, signing off.